Did you think you would be back this quickly doing team stuff?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. The trainers, coaches set up a great plan, and we've been working hard together, trying to carry that plan out. And I think we're right on track. Right where I think I need to be, and I've been excited about the progress thus far.
Do you see this camp at your age, at the moves they've made, as a big career challenge?
Absolutely. The older you get, that window of opportunity, decreases. But my approach each day is to come out and they know what they have in me. I've played here long enough, and my goal is to come out each day and just leave no doubt in anyone's mind that I should still be a part of the solution.
What went through your head when they went out and spent a bunch of money on, Kevin and JC?
You know what? I try not to let it bother me, and it really didn't. I understand things. I was at that point. I was focused on getting back on the field because at that point I wasn't, and there was really no time frame in mind. So I was just like, hey, you got to get healthy before you can do anything else. So that was kind of my mindset.
Did it? I mean, you put in a lot of years here and been productive, but could you understand coming off such a big surgery at your age why they would feel the need to make those kind of moves?
There's a lot of uncertainty when you have a major injury, and I don't have any ill will. It's kind of a thing. It was just all about myself at that point. I got to do everything I can to get back on the field, and that's still what my main goal is right now.
The fact that you one of four players over 30 in this camp.
Yeah.
What do you feel about that? Do you feel you're an endangered species just because of that fact?
No, I don't think so. I'm not looking at it like that. I'm looking at it more as like kind of an elder in the tribe, and any wisdom I can embark on someone else, and any wisdom I can give, advice I can give, I'm going to do that. And I want to be able to do things out there where they're like, hey, this guy's 32 years old, he can still move, he can still play, and that's my main goal right now.
John, the fact that you've been very versatile in your time here, did that, as the all season was going on, and they added JC and brought in Kevin, that at least put your mind at ease. That hey, you know what? I mean, you mentioned earlier about them knowing what you can do, but did that kind of put your own mind at ease that you can play a multitude of positions, so that can help you stay around?
I've always known that. I've always been kind of encouraged that hey, if they need me at left guard, center, or right guard, I'm ready to step in at any moment. And the past few years I've had one position, and there's been times where I've had to bump over. But like I said, they know that I can play anywhere, and I just want to go out there every day. And they ask me to play. Hey, you're playing left guard today? That's fine. If you're playing center, wherever they need me, I'm ready to help out.
How close to 100% are you?
I'm not going to put a number on that. I don't want to say, hey, I'm 80% because but I was encouraged how I felt out there, and I think I'm going to, credit our trainers and the staff in there. The plan they put, gave me, and we kind of laid out as far back as 2016. We're right on track, and everything's feeling good. So I think, the main thing is when we play the Steelers, that's kind of when you want to be. If I was to put a number on it, 100%, and everything up until that point is just getting as ready as best as I can.
And that seems realistic that you can be where you want to be.
Absolutely.
John, they've really stocked up on centers this year
Yeah.
as opposed to last year at this time. Does that mean your days at center are gone?
Not necessarily. I don't think so. We had some unfortunate injuries there last year, so maybe they're just planning ahead. I can't answer that, but I don't think so. I think I played center. Well enough last year to where I'm still under consideration for that. So, like I said, any day that I go out there, I'm ready to play any position.
What elements might give you the thought that the offense can take a substantial jump this year?
Well, just the fact that there's second-year guys now that have learned things, have experienced things, have gone through one season running Coach Jackson's offense, and some of the talent that we've acquired through free agency or the draft. It's just going to make us an all-around better offense, and it's exciting to see kind of the foundation being laid now, and just kind of the upside for moving forward.
How much depth? It seems like there's a lot more depth in the offensive line this year. So how tough is that competition for maybe those final couple spots going to be, and how important is versatility?
Versatility, if you're not a starter, versatility is everything. Even when when you are a starter, sometimes you're looked as, oh, well, this guy's a starter, but he can also, in a pinch, play any other position. But competition's great because it makes everyone else better. If you're a guy that sits there and you're like, I'm not a starter, but I know I'm going to be around, you're not going to get any better. So it's great that we have a lot of good young talent and veteran talent in that room. Everyone's pushing at one another. It's only going to make our group better.
John, when Jimmy Haslem was standing here a couple of days ago, he said something that was kind of different in terms of what you hear from an owner. That was admitting that's what he was doing instead of just posturing. We don't know whether it was admission or just posturing, but he admitted or postured to say that he doesn't think that the team is going to make a substantial jump until 18 or 19. How does a guy in your shoes take that?
Like I would any other year. I don't listen to. I know it was coming from Mr. Haslem, but he may have had a plan in his head why he said that, and I can only play guard and center. So that's what I'm focusing on. I'm doing everything I can to make sure that whether he's surprised, hey, we made a substantial jump this year, or whether that was all planned. But we're doing everything we can. We're working our tails off to make this year our year.
I mean, you would guess that he's not limiting him within himself. He's not saying, wouldn't love to see a surprise season, but it's just the way it came out. And, you don't hear that kind of stuff that often. So
yeah, we'll see.